Let's get it on. Cards are up in the virtual air. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's funny. Like, we've had a lot of good final tables. Even sometimes it's the random names that are really fun to watch too. That's really made a name for itself. But this is a good one. You know, and then we got a guy who loves
Uh-oh.
Ferraris.
This is
All
actually
right.
a pretty spicy flop already for our first hand of the night. Both players flopping top pair.
That's right. And they're the two pretty big stacks. They're like the number 2 and 3 guy, I believe. Check raise is definitely a viable option, but I don't really think it's his style. So I do expect it. Well, actually, he is going to go for a check raise. Sorry about that.
I bet that Yuri's a little bit surprised to see this. It's like, okay, are
Mhm.
you really representing a 3 here? Do you want me to believe that you have a 3? Am I just going to fold? The 7 of clubs should probably slow things down a little bit, right?
Especially Nicholas Stay. After he check raises flop, he's like, nah,
Yeah.
this kind of sucks. Do you have the flush? Do I need a bet to protect my hand? I think it's much easier to check call if you had a club in your hand, but because he doesn't, he's going to keep firing. I think he's just trying to gets called again, and that is
Oh,
a bad river card. And I wonder if anyone's going to turn their hand into a bluff here, potentially.
and that's scary, right? It's like first hand, you finish up the tournament Sunday night. You're like, all right, good, made it till Tuesday. Nicholas instead will check here. Now let's see if Yuri wants to get a little out of line.
The question is, can he get a better hand to fold? Would it be a 10x? Would it be like a flush that got counterfeited, say like a 6-5 of clubs, right? They might not want to call a big bet on the very first hand on this 4 flush paired board.
Yeah.
The question is, can he get a better hand to fold? He's going to fire it out, and I think it's going to work. There's no way Nicholas Steck can make this call. It just would be
He doesn't beat anything, right? Like, what do you
doesn't
beat?
beat
Other than Jack 10 offsuit, but like, how can you possibly put your opponent on
no.
Jack 10 offsuit here? Nicholas instead will be forced to make the fold. What a sick bet there by Yuri.
And you can actually, I'm not sure if you've noticed
Oh,
yet, but Yuri actually
oh,
uses a
Dano,
bigger
stop.
sizing. What?
Stop. My
Oh
man.
God,
It's
not this crap.
gonna...
All right, what? Tell him. Hurry up.
This is written in the stars, right? Like, we have talked about pocket fours.
I was gonna say a lot of guys fold pocket fours there, but Limitless, he's like, no, I'm a cash game player. Like, I don't care about this like out of position stuff. I'm gonna outplay on post flop. He does make the call. Turns a heart. I'm curious to see if Malinowski considers firing here. He might think his opponent would bet an ace on the flop a lot. Maybe he can get a hand like a king 9 to fold the turn. 2 black 10s. This is a nice bet from
Yep.
Limitless. I like it a lot. When he flats from a small blind too, it looks pretty strong. It looks very ace heavy. Nice.
Would have been so perfect for pocket fours. Nicholas Estet. Oh, well. If you guys are new to our stream and somebody's like, wow, this Dutch guy's a total idiot. He loves pocket fours way too much. It's a bit of a meme, guys, to Nicholas. So I don't think it would have been a horrible open with pocket fours.
Yeah, no, I think it's reasonable, but I think it's kind of the standard for most of the guys with that kind of 25 big blinds. They don't really want to play the little pair because if the opponents see a flop, which they defend the big blinds, is like you just don't really win too often. Do you raise now? Do you call? I'm not sure what Greenwood's going to do, but he's not looking to fold it on any street really. Yeah, for sure. Nicholas Ested, now he doesn't have anything. He might bet again. It looks like he is going to check.
Did you see the most recent interview that Limitless did with Joey Ingram? This happened a couple months ago, like 3-4 months ago. Sam Greenwood underrepresented his hand so much, right? Because he flatted pre-flop and then just called on the flop, and it's working. Massive bet by Nicholas instead on the river, and he got snap called by Sam Greenwood. That's a monster pot. This is looking pretty dire. He's all of a sudden down to 9 big blinds. So it's obviously another place you want to be. 17 minutes into the final table. When you came in third, he came in with how many big blinds? 43.
Yep. David Yan, super solid player. Obviously, the queen 10 will see a flop. They're playing 40 big blinds deep. All right, let's see. What are we rolling off on the flop? And it's a queen for our chip leader.
2 streets to come.
It's over. What's going? You think the Jack 10's rolling off on the turn? Okay.
No, the King of Spades. Excellent turn. Obviously a bit scary, right? A lot of spades, and you're battling it out with the chip leader, so you don't want to get too out of line. But Victor is like, nope, I will make a 400k pot bet on the turn. That's a proper bet, Nana.
Yeah, no, it's a good bet. It might get looked up again. I know Davey Yan, if he had a spade, he definitely would look it up. Bad river card for Malinowski, but
Check,
he's
check,
probably
I
going to
think, right?
snap check.
Yeah. Makes sense. I mean, that's still a big pot. 1.3 million chips heading the way of Limitless.
Yeah, so MJ Gonzalez is what coaching Dan Underground. Anyways, him and Limitless are gonna play a heads-up match live in Vegas sometime after COVID gets a little bit more calmed down or whatever. I believe they're putting $3 million up a piece. Okay, $1 million. Okay, this is some sick money because Limitless would not be flying out there to play a heads-up match unless it was for a lot of money.
Yeah.
And MJ Gonzalez, well, he doesn't want to play. And the thing is, the special not only is a big heads-up match.
Like imagine you end up losing like 2.5 million, you're proper salty about it, and then you get reminded of it every day for the rest of your life because you have to look. Okay, that is too sick, Nana. That's too crazy for me.
I think you can have it somewhere hidden. You don't have to have it on your forehead or anything.
On the bottom of your feet, I think. Like that's where I would put it, so you never have to look at it again.
Yeah, I believe they have to play till someone loses it all 3 million. So it'll say 3 million, I imagine. I don't know the exact terms, but I heard this a while ago. Maybe the terms have changed, but these sickos are crazy. You know, they're big prop bettors too. So that should be a lot of fun. Of Daniel Negreanu's coach on them. Okay, look at this bet.
Cool story, but let's take a look at this hand actually as David Yan just bombs it on the turn. Pot size bet.
It's tough. And he folded the best hand. I don't fault him though, right? Let's see him just go bet for big bets, and it's really hard for your opponent to call. Even if the hand like ace rag, you know, like it's top pair, but like you're probably still gonna fold that turn as well.
I think anything smaller, okay, as Nicholas Estet is going to go for it, and we'll probably get called by Mikita, right? Mikita in the big blind.
Bye-bye, Lena 900. Bye-bye.
Don't do that, Nana Noko, because you know that. Well, in this case, I believe you're going to be right. We could chop it up, obviously, with an 8. An 8 king or a 6 is what Lena 900, also known as Nicholas Estet, needs here on the river. I guess an ace would be fine, too.
Cannot.
But nope.
No 2 6 of clubs in there.
It could be an 8, but it's not an 8, and that means that Lena 900 will be eliminated. Well, that is just a really rough night at the office for Nicholas Estet. Oh, I'm worried for Limitless here. I'm very worried for Limitless.
He's got 2 sets to dodge, right? He's got to dodge the pocket deuces and the pocket fours.
Yuri makes the call from the bottom with the deuces, and Ferrariman is sitting in the big blind. I don't know if he watches our show or not, but he is going to make the call with the fours. That is a reasonable flop, but that's because we know the cards. I think if you're Limitless, you're a little bit worried. Yeah, you're definitely a bit worried.
Yeah, that's why he checked. You see that. So these guys get another chance of hitting a set, but Yuri's actually going to bet the 2 deuces. Okay, it's pretty aggressive.
Love it when the worst hand bets into 3 people. I mean, aces will not go anywhere, right? Could Limitless ever raise here, Nano?
Usually not. Nice turn card, but it's just you don't want to get in 3 million chip stacks on 10, 9, 7. I think if you got it on a flop, you're always flipping at best. You know what? Maybe he just blasts away, puts his opponent on like a middling type hand. He is going to blast away.
Spicy.
Probably check call.
I think raising, no, because like you don't have a diamond, and like what if
it's reasonable?
Okay, he makes the call.
Yeah. Yuri obviously doesn't have anything. There's a chance he feels he needs to bet again. He might think his opponent has like I don't know, a pair combo draw a lot, like a 10 jack, I don't know, ace jack, something like that's okay, but not nutted. Because you got to remember, Malinowski checked the flop, check called. And you got 2 deuces. Sometimes you see like you bet the flop, you bet the turn. Like I just got to do something.
He gives up. It goes check, and that means that Limitless wins a pot of 1.9 million chip. Oh, but it's fun. It's a beautiful game, man. Playing on GG is just too fun, man, with all the emotes and the banter and the cameras. I'm having way too much time losing in PLO. Anyways, Ferrariman is opening things up with queens, and Limitless makes the call with king jack suited. Doesn't have too many chips though, no.
No? Oh, that would have been the flop for the
Wow.
3-4 clubs.
Yeah.
That's a flop to win too, right? No player for an ace.
I think Ferrariman is a little scared about the ace, but I think
Oh,
you gotta bet. I don't know if I like to check Nano.
it's okay. You know, depends on what if you check some aces as well. That's what you want to do. But the truth is, Ferrariman's probably going to win the spot because against the hand he's up against, Victor is going to want to check it down a lot. One straight max type hand. I think that's a bad turn card for Ferrari to bet. So I like that you should continue to check on this turn card. Called by worse. As played, I expect it to just go check one more time. It seems like he's got more like a queen jack, king jack type hand. Yeah, that middling showdown, or like a pocket nines, pocket eights.
I would think queens, nines, or eights. That's what I would.
But with Limitless's hand, it doesn't really. He doesn't need to bet. It's actually got full 5 cards. It's got good showdown value to move him off his opponent off a chop. But I like to check. It's just unfortunate he's up against queens because usually he will just at least win the spot or chop.
And he's like, "Yo, Roddy." I was like, "Good luck, man." I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "I'm Randy Lou, but they made me change my name." So unfortunately, Randy Lou is no more. He is now Timothy Otter. And I was like, "Man, I wanted to tell you that, but I completely forgot."
That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. You know what? I'm a little bit disappointed about Roddy. I thought we were friends, but
like I thought it was cool that you stopped by for a split.
Oh,
wow. Okay, that's it.
Wow.
Timothy Neuter is in a lot of trouble here as he just jams it with ace-10. He needs an ace and an ace only. This hand went from 0 to 100 real quick. Can we find an ace on the river? No, we cannot, and that means that Yuri picks up almost 4 million chips. Noka, how the hell did that just happen?
He knows Yuri's aggressive. He thought his opponent was making a play, but sometimes they pick up a big hand. That was a aggressive 4-bet jam there with that 24 big blind stack, I believe.
Yeah.
That
was a lot.
And not the run for Timothy Neuter. Maybe he just thought he was up against a tough lineup and just was like, I gotta just go for it.
Finding a little victory, even though you're losing chips, and just the idea that you saw all 5 cards and your flush, your straight didn't get there.
But the truth is, you don't get to see the turn and river from the big blind a lot, so you can't just defend recklessly. You need to. I want to finish my statement before maybe a 4 comes out. Nothing happened. You check call to flop. You check fold to turn with your bottom pair and things like that. So when you get to see all 5 cards, it's actually a pretty big win on some marginal hands you get. So. You know, poker's, yeah, you want to win every single pot, but you got to you can't win every single pot. When you try to do that, you often would just lose.
Malinowski calls with ace-9 suited.
Yeah, and I'm sure you probably already noticed. Do you notice that Malinowski, he sees more flops than a lot of guys in our previous Super Millions? For these final tables, they're like, no, I'm either 3-bet or folding. I'm not flatting just because I'm too uncomfortable doing this, but Limitless is very comfortable playing post flop. In this hand, he doesn't have too much, but he's still calling with the ace-9. And you know what? He doesn't necessarily think he's got the best hand. He does sometimes, but he thinks maybe I maneuver, turn my hand to a bluff on certain cards. The 5 is a pretty dead card, but he still might bet.
Yeah, I think he will. I feel like if we're calling on the flop there with ace-9 of clubs, we need to have a plan on how to win the hand. You can't just hope for turn and river 9. As he does bet the turn, he takes it down.
But he's going to gain from just winning extra pots here and there. And even the ace-9 of clubs, a lot of guys in the past will not be flatting there. They won't be floating that flop. But we got a different man here today.
Let's see what David Yan decides to do with Jack 6. Yeah,
Rips
I love it.
in.
Yep. And Ferrariman, I think he knows that he should call, but does he have the cojones, the courage, the balls to make this call?
Yeah.
I think he knows that he's ahead, but this is just where you gotta find that will to win.
It's not like, oh, I just folded a 70-30. It's like, I folded a slight win. He's raised a few times. He just kind of raised. He bet the flops. He's played more hands than Neuter. Neuter played 1 hand and he's out of the tournament. You know, like
no, he also jammed King Queen. Let's be
2 hands, and he didn't fold yet. So he's thinking about it, but he is gonna fold.
Every single time I see King 6 of spades, to me that's officially the Ben CB hand now. Wow, look at Sam Greenwood First you get ace queen and you put in a massive 3-bet, you take it down. Following round you get kings.
Some players would. They're just like, oh, I've got two broadways. I've got no stack. I'm the shortest. Let's just go for it. But good fold by him.
That's back to back. Okay, it's good to see that.
If he ever gets the opportunity to, just to kind of come out ahead in one, but who knows? But you know, this final table has been a little bit different. Just to come back to it, I feel like a lot of flatting in position, a lot more. It's just I think it's the style of players. I prefer watching these kind of final tables. I find them much more interested than just pre-flop 3-bet folds and stuff like this. Look at these guys have history.
Yep, and yeah, they have history. Obviously, Malinovsky won once with the worst hand. David Jan won one with the worst hand. And this is an action flop, top pair with a jack kicker for David Jan. But
I think he'll check call. And he drills the 7. That is just terrible for David.
That's the best card, right? Like it's better than another club. Wouldn't you agree?
On the turn. He's gonna lead out. Obviously, David Jan's gonna call this bet, and the question is how much coming on the river card. I think if he I like it actually. I think he kind of set the price because I don't. Let's just say Limitless has like an ace X. He's not going to rejam over it and turn his hand to a bluff.
What do we do here if we are Limitless? Do we call or do we raise again? I guess we
I think call? I raise it again.
Okay.
Okay, he's just call. I don't know the exact answer. The reason I say that because it kind of looks like what it is, and you're letting your opponent get off cheap.
Yeah. I'm a little bit surprised that he just checks there.
Now, Victor obviously has a great post-flop edge in general, but as more players bust out, his edge actually goes up because he's used to playing short-handed, even hands like heads up, 3-handed, 4-handed. Like this is it's still a little bit full ringy for him right now. There's still 7 players at this table, but you know, as more people bust out, as his chip stack goes up, it's going to be harder to take it away from him.
Let's see what happens here as both players have a 10, but that's pretty much it. Obviously, Ferrariman is ace-10 offsuit is still good, but it's so hard for him to make calls.
Yeah, you see these backdoor 2 overs, right? Then you look at your stack size. Didn't you look at your opponent's stack size? You're like, man, I don't know if I can call. He makes the correct call. Beautiful.
He wants to upgrade. He wants to get a Lambo too. And that's obviously the turn of his dreams.
Board's quite drawy. The stack sizes are so small anyway. I don't want to accidentally lose this pot. Well, he is going your style bet. But regardless, I love the flop call was a great read. I think it's kind of like, look, I'm an unknown player. You're a big name player. Yeah, this flop hits you. You're going to lead. Maybe I hit some cards. Phenomenal hand from Ferrariman. Like, it's just, I'm not going to get outplayed by these guys.
Let's see if Limitless wants to see a flop with pocket sixes, and he does. Wow, that's not the worst flop ever for 10s. Obviously, you don't like to see the overcards, but if there have to be overcards in Nenonoko, let it be like this.
Yes, exactly. All right, at least give me some kind of draw to continue. He's going to start with check. And now the thing with 2 6s, right? A lot of guys might be thinking, well, hit a set or win, or and otherwise you just give up. That's why Limitless is able to flat hands like 2 6s with these stacked depth, because he's going to win some extra pots that other guys who just kind of play hit or miss. I don't know if he's going to be able to win this one. He is going to bet.
I should never fold, right? You can't fold here. Makes the call. That's actually a really good river for Ferrariman. You gotta love that.
It's a good river also because it should make Limitless not bluff too much. Because let's just say Limitless puts his opponent on like a little pair, like 8-7s, like or maybe some Queen X. He can't get his opponent to hold a queen when it runs out Jack.
Welcome back, everybody, to our second hour. As you guys can see, we are already in the first hand. Seems like everybody's got a whole lot of nothing, which gives me the opportunity to mention, by the way, that March is going to be a pretty crazy month over at GG, not just because of the high roller week that we've got coming up, but I also believe that they're giving away an insane amount of money. I think it is $9.3 million, Nenonoko, throughout the entire month of March. And basically, all you have to do is just log in, be active, and you can get a whole bunch of freebies. Well, I said it was not going to be a whole lot of action, but Yuri casually flops a flush. Yeah, all you have to do is log in. You get some tickets with spin and goals and stuff like that, or spin and golds, as you say. And yeah, so keep an eye on it, stay active, and hopefully run good. Wait, what? David Yen just called.
Well, Davian has a bottom pair. What do you expect from
What?
the pair force?
To just get out of there? I don't know. It's not the prettiest pair I've ever seen, Nano, on a monotone spade board.
And Yuri checks the turn. Okay, that's super sneaky there, right? He bets the flop, checks the turn. Oh, I mean, he's got to go for value now. I think he puts his opponent on a
Overbet.
7 or 4. Wow,
What?
he checks again. That's sometimes you try to trick your opponents too much, but it's just not the right play.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like, I figured you would like that. I was like, that's gonna crack a little smile for Nananoka.
I think you're just doing your phone to a little like shoot, like, oh, you're gonna do well. But okay, real quick.
Oh.
Syntropy. Bad news.
Yep, very bad news. Ace 9 of clubs is gonna battle it out with ace queen offsuit. We're gonna need a lot of clubs or a 9 or an 8. Oh, now it needs to be a queen and a queen only.
Chop. Needs to chop it. Nope.
That is going to do it for Syntropy. He came in 9th position to this final table, so he did get 2 pay jumps. He walks away with $96,000. If I recall his profile correctly, I can double check it. That is by far and away the biggest score he's ever had over at GG. Yes, before tonight, he won $2,700 over at GG Poker. So I think 96K is pretty good, Nano, if your total amount of winnings up to this point was 2,700.
And he satellited in for 1K. So he's got 96x score. It's a great score. And you come in as 9th place, get 2 pay jumps. It's not that bad, actually.
And Sam will call, right? For like, yeah, you gotta call it.
Yes, he will. No, he will re-raise all in, Rotterdam. That's the real play. There we go.
And we still don't have a fold when somebody has 12K. Ace Jack. All right, that's a great flop for Ace Jack. Still great. We obviously have the Ace of Hearts too, so hearts are not live. No 9 on the river means Mikita gets the double up, and Nananoko's pick loses a bunch of chips. What I wanted to ask you is, do you think that Syntropy will play the high roll 18 bigs? Couple of decent hands here, actually. Queen 10 suited, ace 10 suited, pocket 7s for Ferrariman. And it's Queen 9 suited that's going to open things up under the gun.
There's a lot of different ways this hand can play out. With this call, it might even make David Yang call or squeeze.
He will not.
He should, though. I feel like he really should think about it. He might.
You would absolutely redeem yourself. I think it's more likely that he folds than that he shoves.
Oh,
but he calls.
I definitely don't think he's folding. Yeah, at least calling, because it's a very likely multi-way pot come. I can't believe we're gonna 5-way pot come in.
Yeah, I said it in the beginning of the hand. I feel like there is family pot potential here. And that's actually a pretty fun flop. 8-8-4 with 2 diamonds. Malinowski has the gutter ball. Ferrariman has 7s, who he thinks might be good. And technically they are good right now. But then both David Yan and Sam Greenwood have diamonds.
A diamond would be bad news for Sam Greenwood. Likely out of the tournament if that card hits.
Imagine the 5 of diamonds on the turn.
This is gonna be no action. It's just gonna check through again. I think ace 10 is the kicker, is not that good. That's nice, Roddy, that you think he'll bet, but he's not gonna bet. That's the thing. He's just not gonna bet. There's 5 players in the spot. You got to remember that.
No, I agree.
2 blinds in there.
If he does bet, you are forced. You are forced to watch my stream for 2 hours straight, Nananoka.
He doesn't bet. Damn it. Yeah, see, I told you. I told
and actually,
you.
that works out, right? Because Sam Greenwood now has a queen. You think it's gonna go just check all the way around again?
But there is, in one sense, to move his opponents off the chop. Say someone else has. I think someone else can easily have an ace. An ace probably would have folded with this action. It's just check, 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 right? Like, and they expect Davian to repop like a bigger, like ace king, an ace queen. So I think it's gonna check through.
Yep. Everyone is going to check.
I've never seen that before, where the cards just flip out one at a time like that, like a big circle. It's actually pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, and Sam Greenwood is gonna feel pretty good about that, right? Because he's sitting there hoping for a diamond, and now he just realized that his tournament life got saved because he didn't see a diamond. Yeah. Well, who's trapping who?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. King Queen is still a hand that can put continue, see another turn card and stuff like that.
Yep.
Obviously, 8-5 suited is the prettier hand of the two. But this King Queen's not folding right now, I'll tell you that.
And obviously you have the King of Spades too. No reason at all. Well, there is the Jack.
Yep. And Greenwood might bet again because he got so much equity.
Yeah, I'm totally
Yeah.
with you.
Say my opponent has Jack 9 2 pair, right? Like you don't want a queen, a king, an 8 to roll off a spade. That might get him to just give up. I think he might raise. It's a little bit tricky, even though he's obviously got the best hand.
I'm with you. I wouldn't mind a raise at all. And it is going to be 1.3 million.
Oh, he definitely will think a 7's good. It's not. But there's no value in jamming. The king, if I'm limitless, I would love to see him check this. I don't know if he will. So limitless now he's trying to put his opponents on hands that would play this way: bet flop, bet turn, but just called a turn. It actually seems like a lot of draws, right? To just call the turn with this stack size. He is still gonna bet. But
nothing that Sam Greenwood can do there with 8 high, so he is forced to give it up. Good news for Sam Greenwood as he chips up to 15 big blinds. I think a lot of people prefer the chips because that is fun, and like the feeling of progress and building a bigger stack, that is really fun. And I always like that more until I started using it. It's not necessarily more fun. So I think that most people will probably prefer the chips. It's just that it's so much more plus EV to display everything in big blinds. Yeah, but like I would prefer chips, but I still use big blinds.
Jesus Christ! I don't mention that I showed up to your stream trying to give you a little love, and my God, what you're shitting on me today? Usually I shit on you, but today's a different day for some reason.
Shitted on you, honestly. I like to make fun of you every now and then if I can. But I was like, I don't know what to pick here because on one hand I want to pick the chips option, but on the other hand I always use the big blind one. So
yeah, no, I sometimes I'm showering, I just get these moments like, that's a good question. Let me just fire something out on Twitter for some odd reason. And that's just like, all right, so let's see what's happened here. Is check. Oh, there's probably a one bet that went on the flop. I hope so. What are you going to do with the king deuce by calling? Nice. I like to see the crazy play. This is crazy. The funny thing is, you know what he's thinking? He's thinking about that previous spot when he had the flush with the 8. Yeah, nice play. All your chip stack. That's why. If Davian had, I want to say 27 big blinds, he probably would have went with it.
No, you're taking my argument.
He might.
5 million chips, or well,
if there was one guy to do it at this final table, it was going to be limitless. Okay, well, this is interesting, huh?
Few hands. Things have gone down south for David Yen quite quickly. Wow, what a flop. The open-ended straight flush draw for Mikita. Well, Nananoka, are we going to get all the chips in? Yes or no?
No royal flush will be coming, though.
No royal, but it could still be a straight. Here we go. We need a spade or a king or a queen or a 9 or an ace. Too many outs, maybe. Mikita needs any of the cards. That is, it's a 9. That's good. That is good enough for a straight. Man, David Yen is losing all his chips real quick.
Would be great to see.
Yeah, we can even calculate how much they would have to pay out. It's not a lot. It's like less than $500, I think, that they would have to pay out. That's insane. Like, thank you guys very much for placing $57,000 in bets. The winning guys win $500. That's insane. Has to be David Yen or Mikita, I guess. Maybe Mikita.
So Greenwood checks the flop. Nice straight from Malinowski. He's going to continue to lay the trap. Just hope his opponent has a hand like 2 7s that wants to bluff it off. I think there is merit because he probably won't get another bluff out of his opponent, and he can maybe protect against a diamond draw. Obviously, if there's no diamond draw, you would never raise. Because sometimes he just calls hoping his opponent puts him on like a king queen. a 9 that might fold to another bet.
This is an interesting moment for Sam Greenwood, though. Like, those chips mean a lot to him, and he sends it. Wow. Why don't we? I guess raising makes no point because he will never call if he doesn't have an ace. Is that what it
He
is?
wants everyone to see how stupid a bluff. I need
Speaking of-
my stick crusher against a bunch of for random guys like Ferrariman,
All in
yeah,
and a
all
call?
in. And definitely a call. It's 5 big blinds.
Here we go, Queen 7. I mean, Sam Greenwood's brother once upon a time made a miraculous comeback. Maybe Sam can do the same. Queen high, still good. It is still
I
good.
think he's gonna hold. He does hold.
Yep. Wow.
You know
That's
what?
pretty big. You believe again.
If Sam Greenwood comes back, it's going to be pretty much very similar to when Lucas came back. I think Lucas had 5 big blinds as well. So they both got down to that 5 big blind at some point.
Oh my God. And now ace
we're
queen, jam, ace jack, maybe?
Ace jack,
No.
not maybe. Ace jack get it in with 1 jack dead. This is guaranteed double for Sam Greenwood. We're back up to 2 million chips, Roddy. Before the 5 cards roll, I'm calling it. There's no chance.
Well, now I'm a little worried for Sam Greenwood, but here we go, guys. Ace queen and ace jack do commit all the chips to the middle. And Mikita's like, what the hell, mate? You had 500k chips. We could chop this with a 7.
We could, but we're not. We're not going to see that 9. No.
Jack 9, 10, 7?
Literally impossible. Told you. I told you.
Wow. Just like that, Sam Greenwood taking a note out of the playbook of his brother, who once upon a time had 4 or 5 big blinds and ended up winning that final table of the high roller super millions. 500k to 2.3 million in 2 hands. Pretty good.
He is trying to. Yuri's got the king queen. I think he will reship this all in. I think a lot of guys might fold, but I don't think he will. I think he might call the ace jack. I'm not too sure. It's a tough spot, regardless, because it's ICM to consider.
Yep. Look at the other 3 guys, right, Mickey? Yeah. No, I mean it's obvious, but yeah, we don't see that very often. Sam Greenwood has pocket 3s here, and for all the memes that I try to make happen on this final table, where pocket 4s always make a set, I gotta say pocket 4s always make a set, but not at the final table of the high roller super millions. It's the pocket 3s that really shine at these final tables. So he just jams it. All right, we will never know. That's a pretty sick play by Sam Greenwood too, Nano. He's not afraid.
Yeah, no, it's a nice play. A lot of guys probably wouldn't make that shove. But this shove is coming in. I think it's coming all in a call.
Yeah, I think you're right. Jack 7 suited from the small blind. Snap called by A6 offsuit from Mikita. And let's see if Mikita can get some chips back or not. Oh, it doesn't look like it. He does have a 6. And he makes strip 6s. All right, it wasn't just the ace, Nano. It was the 6 too. These 2 guys are just tossing chips at each other. You take it, I take it. Playing hot potato, mate.
Running cold. I mean, come on, Sam. You had 5 big blinds earlier, and you weren't even ahead in that spot. 2 6s and 2 kings. These are some big hands.
Yep. Exactly. We'll play for pay jumps at that point. That'd be sick. And one of the kings was that. That is a massive 3-bet though.
He might call. Limitless might. I'm gonna end this guy. It's got big stacks position. Most guys will fold here. If there's someone who call, I was gonna say it would be Limitless. He does fold though, but I just want to see that flop. Can we rabbit hunt or somewhere?
we need to be one of the players, mate, to do that. Ferrariman with ace queen offsuit under the gun.
It's possible. I don't think he's going to against Ferrariman because he thinks he's pretty tight. Ace jack. He just folds too. Like this thing from Ferrariman is just being tight. Kind of true though.
Yes, that is kind of true. 0% VPIP. But hey, you made top 4, so who gives a damn? Results. I actually love our Excel spreadsheet. That's his name.
Oh, right. Dimius G. Yeah, he didn't play a single hand, but he got so many pay jumps. I think it was like the one at the bottom. Look at this. There's a very big hand coming up.
Sorry, I was looking at data. Not straight for Ferrariman.
Yeah, and pair flush draw, blind versus blind, shallow stacks.
Ferrariman bets small. We're at least calling, but there is an argument for raising. But I guess a call is fine, right? Because there is 4 to a straight on the board.
Easy for Ferrariman to have a straight on the turn two because it's blind versus blind. It does make the call, but there was a lot of. He could have won that river with that river. He could have hit a deuce or jack and lose everything. You know, like a lot of funny cards could have happened.
Do you think if David Jan would go all in, that Ferrariman would ever fold? No, right? Not if you bet $500,000.
No, because there's no stack left to play for.
Yeah.
Ferrariman might think his
Well,
opponent has a four or a chop and stuff like that.
all right. David Jan makes the fold with the deuce.
It's just when they have this two short stacks that are so short, it's just kind of weighed each other out a little bit. Obviously, when you re-jam, you got forward equity, but you run the risk of actually getting called a bit more. Queen 10
Ferrariman raising with pocket eights. Sam Greenwood has a hand that flops all right, but he knows that he's probably an underdog, but he's still going to go for it. Ferrariman, I don't think we can fold here, mate. It's 900K. I don't think he loves it, Nano, but you got to call. And it's a good old race, 50-50. Oh, what a flop. Open-ended straight draw. Oh, any jack, any queen, any 10, any ace, any 9. That is paint. Should be good, right? That's always good, unless it's a king. But
could
it's a queen.
Be a jack. What is?
No, it's a queen.
Oh, it's a queen. It's a good card. Yeah, any card, right? That's what you're thinking. I was like, oh, he didn't hit the jack. He lost. I didn't.
No,
obviously, he hit his cards.
Could be a hand. King 10 suited versus ace jack offsuit.
Yeah, I think it's going to be bet jam side call.
It's like basically 700K and some change to play for a pot that's over 2 million. You got a call. You know you're probably behind, but you got a call, and now you're like, all right, at least we're live, and we've got diamonds. It's not a great flop for King 10 of diamonds. Not a great turn either. Limitless needs a king and a king or a 10 on the river. And that's not going to be it. And it means David Jan, the man who came in as chip leader tonight, will find some chip.
Yeah, I feel like it's not. Sometimes when you get certain special players out there, it's like the action is super crazy and it's very unpredictable. This has been and you learn a lot, right? Like you're like, how do the best players play and what their moves are making? This is, to be fair, ace 10 offsuit probably would just call and seal off flops given what's been happening so far. So
7s, 8s, 9s. 10s.
Yeah, he's thinking about the ranges, how it changes with Ferrariman of 10 big blinds. Wow, folded. That's when you look back on the stream and you don't win it. This is the hand you think about.
Ferrariman tilting even more. That was another chance for a pay jump.
I don't think it was the wrong fold.
No, just, I'm with you. It's a bit
annoying.
Too much, right? If it was like 1.3, 1.4 million, I think he would absolutely call. But since it's like 1.9, it's like, oh, that's actually quite a lot. Like, why is Mikita doing this? Because he does pretty much have the same amount of chips as David Jan and Sam Greenwood. And he has way more chips than Ferrariman. So.
Probably not a wrong play whether he called or fold. Anyways, onto this pot. What? Did he just drill that so disguised straight? There's a chance Limitless loses more chips.
Oh.
This is a little bad, to be honest. The reason is okay. Good thing he folded.
Everything is right on the edge. It's like yes, no. I do think King 10 suited is a jam here, especially when the chip leader is opening.
Agree. Against the chip leader, it's the best hand a good amount. Yep. You're not that far behind if you're not ahead. And you look at the other stack sizes, no one else is that short, so go for it.
And Yuri might call, and obviously Ferrariman is in a great spot here to potentially double up. Wow, monster flop. No queen or something. Ooh, that's a scary turn.
It's
we need to avoid scary. Queens. Yep, queens. No queen, no 7. That's safe. The deuce of spades poses no danger to Ferrariman. Yeah, well done. It sucks when you feel like you kind of flopped your opponent dead, and then the scariest possible turn card rolls over. You're like, come on. He goes from runner to 7 or 8 outs. Like, what the hell is happening here? Don't think Yuri is going to get too out of line here with the ace-8 offsuit.
He might, but I don't think it'd be reckless because say he makes it like stupid call with me and then busts me out on accident in the future. Oh, I think he gets some action. I think he might get some action because Greenwood's in trouble. I think Greenwood's going to call.
Sam Greenwood calls, yes. But I think from the button, I don't think you have to. But Sam Greenwood does make the call, which means he's in all sorts of trouble. He needs a 9, maybe a 6 or something. Okay, no, he needs a 10 and a 10 only. Because obviously a pair of jacks is good for Ferrariman. Is that a 10? Nope, that's not a 10. Sam Greenwood loses 1 point, well, almost 2 million chips to Ferrariman. Look at Ferrariman go. He's back. Third in chips, Nanonoko. I don't like that
Patience is
call with ace
key.
9. I don't like it.
Would you
Because
like these? How many times has Limitless gotten aces and kings on the button after Yuri has opened? Like, this is the third time minimum. Like,
I do like that. So I
it's
don't
not a
know if that's a
bad
call.
call though, because he definitely could be ahead though, right? Like, say Ferrariman ace 8 suited, ace 7 suited, he's not going to pass up that spot, you know, and maybe not the ace 7 offsuit or something, but like, yeah,
I don't
I
know if
think
he would jam
there could be
ace7
some
or
action
ace8.
here. There's been multiple 3-bets in this spot.
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna feel he needs to defend. It's been too often. It
Yeah.
does feel like he's getting picked on. He's not, because Limitless has actually picked up a hand every single time. Not a good flop.
No, if you're 8, you probably feel that this is a pretty good flop for you. And now you're going to defend because you're like, well, if he does have an ace queen or an ace jack, we're still ahead. It's a small bet by Limitless.
Check
Oh,
raise.
I think Limitless just jams here then, right?
Yeah,
You think
he
just
will.
jams?
Yeah, just close it out. Yeah, so Limitless is thinking, is it better to jam now or call and just get it on turn? Maybe let my opponent potentially hang himself.
Yeah.
You know, I can
think
see. I
jamming
really
is
see it
okay.
both ways. I can see it both ways. But he is just going to close it out.
That's so gross for Yuri. He's like unbelievable. So sick. He always has it, this Limitless guy. All right. Oh my God. How many times is he going to get kings? That's a lot of kings, Nanonoko.
I want to say the best at this final table, like in terms of card distribution. Obviously a phenomenal player, and he's got a hammer lock now. You got to wait it out. Look at these short stacks, Sam Greenwood. I think David Yan even folds the king 8 suit. It's a great hand. This is okay. He is gonna call. He flops a good hand.
We'll decide what he decides to do. With an 8 or a club, he's obviously continuing. With a king, he's definitely continuing.
Yeah, he's definitely calling. Well, I know with this stack size, you could jam it in.
That's like the most tricky turn card, Nanonoko, because now you're kind of forced to call again.
But with Limitless's hand, it's a really checkable hand. Nice random 2 pair, huh? 8 king.
David Jen may even bet now.
Limitless is thinking, what's he? I mean, he does beat club draws. To be fair, David Yan won't be betting anything but an ace. But nice fold. Yeah.
He's on the river, so loses 2 hands in a row, but he is still the dominant chip leader.
Kind of want to see this get folded to Limitless to see what happens, because these are some. Yeah, he gets a walk. Nice. I showed it. I think he's happy with the result. He's thinking, like, let Sam Greenwood do his thing first, and then we can start getting called for coin flips and stuff like that.
Doesn't want to play too big of a pot, but I think this hand is way too powerful to just fold outright. Could be action. Flush draw versus top pair.
He's got a lot of fold equity. If his opponent has a 6-7 type hand, an ace-4, an ace-6, they probably won't call another bet. I think it's kind of mandatory to bet with this jack-9. Oh, hey, we'll check again, save himself some chips. So
obviously there is 4 to a straight on the board, but we don't see too many 5s here unless it's an ace-5 suited or something. But doesn't make a lot of sense. It goes check on the river. David Yan will win another pot. He's been making quite a comeback too, Nanonoko. At one point, he was our absolute short stack.
100%.
Deuces and 7s, and ace-queen offsuit, and ace-7 suited. Hello?
Yeah, I don't really know how this one's going to play out. I'm looking at these hands. I'm looking at the stack sizes, and I can see some scared money somewhere or something funny, you know? Like, because I can see Limitless calling. I can see him jamming. I really can see it all. Like,
no, he folds.
He just folds. Yeah, it's tough.
What? The one-outer?
Don't feel too bad for Ferrari. Oh, he's getting tart. Maybe feel bad for him if a queen or ace rolls off.
The queen of diamonds shows up on the turn. Dave Jen now wondering, he's like, what do I gotta do for you to commit some chips, man? Like, with the way that Ferrariman plays, he doesn't make a whole lot of like big mistakes, right? Because he's
Hmm.
doesn't get too out of line, doesn't really make it too difficult for himself. He's probably just gonna check again and be like, yeah, I have ace queen, but this is not my board, so it is what it is.
Roddy, what do I say? You got to see all 5 cards. This is a good win for the ace queen, in my opinion. Could have got blown out on the flop.
It's the only way.
Why are you betting on this card? To be fair, it kind of looks a little funny, right? Like,
Yeah,
do
yeah.
you really have a 5 here from the cutoff? Probably not.
Doesn't beat that many though, right? Because he loses to ace king and he loses to ace 10. So what do you
The
beat?
problem with the ace queen is he blocks some hands he wants to pick off, like the queen jacks.
Hmm.
You know, that's a nice fold. I can see why he thought
Yeah.
about it, though. I don't think.
Looked at the amount of big blinds he had, and that's all he needed. Yuri thinking about it with his jack deuce suited.
It'd be loose.
Oh, makes the
Wow.
call.
It's a loose call.
Makes the call. Jack deuce suited versus king 10 offsuit. And he does flop best. Needs to avoid a queen and a queen only. And if there's no queen on the river, this is the end. That's not paint. It's not a queen. That's it for Nana Noko's pick of the week. I gotta say,
Oh,
Nana, you did
thanks.
better than an 8th place or a 7th place, but in the end, Sam Greenwood will be eliminated in 6th, walks away with $123,000, and we finally lose a player. It's been a long time.
Isn't that when? Oh, that's
The
dirty.
splash dance is mostly about like the amount. Like for instance, if Yuri and Malinovsky would play a massive pot right now, and like Yuri would double up or he would bust, then I think Danny on the ground would pop up. It triggers by the amount of big blinds.
From the small blind, it's annoying. It is a bigger raise. Go.
There's the jam. Mikita is the shortest stack at the table. He's got ace-5 offsuit. Makes the call. Well, 4 million chips in the middle, and Mikita needs help. He needs to find a 5. That's not a 5. That's not a 5 either. It's a 5 and a 5 only. Let's see what we get. That's paint, so that's not going to be good enough. GG. Mikita eliminated in 5th place. We lose our Belarusian player. Yeah, I was thinking this was going to happen, but I think ace deuce, I think it's a little too much to call with ace deuce. And yep, and Limitless agrees with us. Okay, if it's a million less, you can obviously make the call and you can be like, okay, he's got ace 9, whatever. But then all of a sudden, you're dead last, right? Like right now, Limitless is a chip leader, but if he loses 2.8 million, all of a sudden he's the quote unquote short stack. I can understand he doesn't want to play those hands. I don't mind the shove.
The deuce 5 suited is 3-betting against the ace 10.
All in.
He might be. It's a tough spot because he actually hasn't seen Yuri do this to him yet either. So it's like he doesn't really have a read on this spot, I think, too well. It's annoying, right? Because obviously he jams and so he makes
wow.
Flop a flush.
Yuri flops the flush with deuce 5 and actually has a straight flush draw too. Meanwhile, Victor makes top pair and he's got the 10 high flush draw. Nananoko, what the hell is this flop? You know,
Limitless.
The 3 of hearts would be so sick.
It's still sick already. This is a huge pot. And Limitless still might not fold yet because he's got top pair. He's got a heart draw.
Unless
Yuri's he's putting his opponent on hopefully an ace X or like a king X with a 1 heart. I guess heart. King queen of hearts. A king queen 1 heart, which makes a lot of sense.
Not too many outs. 6, 7, 8, 9. Jack queen.
Sucks. This just sucks, Roddy. I mean, like, I don't know what's to do on this river card. We know that Yuri's going to jam. What should Victor do with the ace 10?
I don't know. It's too gross of a spot for me to really talk about. I do wish he would have just jammed ace 10 pre-flop because
I think it's fine. It's tough. It was annoying. Really. Tough hand. Bye-bye. Bye-bye chips.
He's gonna put Yuri all in, and Yuri's probably like, the board did pair. Does he really have it? I mean, the way that the hand played out.
And it looks like it would potentially work. That's the thing, because if Yuri's
Ah,
thinking about this flush with this stack size, because 2.6 million, 6.1 in the middle, Yuri thinks his opponent has aces or kings, I feel like, or like a queen high flush, like a queen jack of hearts, I think. 10
that's
jack of hearts. Because to be fair, an ace X would check back this river when it pairs, like ace queen, ace jack. So the more he thinks about it, I feel like he's gonna fold. And I'm
if Yuri makes the call, he will be. Oh, he folds. Limitless takes down the pot. And I will remember the hands because this is not a hand you forget very quickly. I gotta say, that's one of the biggest incorrect folds we have ever seen, right? At the final table in 36 weeks.
I mean, I understand what he's thinking, but it was just wrong, unfortunately. That that's all I really got to say. More is disgusting, right? Like it shouldn't have happened that way.
It's too much. It's like when you're cheering for like your favorite football team and they're up 6-0 and you're like, yeah, that's really cool. But then they go for 9-0, 10-0, 11-0. You're like, oh man, these poor guys on the other team, enough is enough.
Ferrariman continuation bet the flop and got led in on the turn. And like, meanwhile, nothing has changed for Ferrariman. He seems to get nothing, never flops anything, like always having these annoying spots, makes a move in there. Just when he gets it in, he gets it in good.
Obviously, the
Yeah,
blinds
I'm
are
not
getting
sure.
big.
A lot of guys would jam here, MTT pros. I don't know how Limitless will play it. He's got obviously got a different approach to the other guys. He's going to go for a limp.
Yuri's like, I've got 6-4.
Bam.
That's a reasonable flop for Limitless. And actually, Yuri makes a pair. I didn't even see that. Oh man, that's rough for Yuri.
Yeah. And he's up against the guy who's the chip leader who's betting into him. He's going to think this is the best hand 100%.
Yep. Well,
He's going to raise. You call too because you let your opponent maybe try to represent that jack. Looks like going to go for the min click. To be fair, this might get another call still. Like when you raise the hand, you open up your opponent to maybe make this play at you. I don't think he knows about the ace 10 play yet. So yeah, this makes sense. His opponent's drawing dead. Must be nice.
yep.
Yeah, no, I think both plays are pretty good. If he thinks his opponent is obviously floating him, then he would check. I think he might bet small though, in case his opponent has a 6 or 2 clubs.
500, 600K.
I think a quarter pot is pretty good, and Limitless going for the third. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because you basically have to hope your opponent's floating you with like a king high, which is a little bit ambitious. Like raise small, call a 3-bet. Like it's pretty low. I think the Jack 6 rainbow he would have checked.
I mean, if we can fold a flush, we should be able to fold a pair of sixes.
Yeah, I know, right? Like that logic makes a lot of sense to me, to be honest. Okay, so here's the bet. Yeah, it's just gonna get out of there. He's like, well, it's lower than a flush on a hand ranking chart.
So he's like, oh, the chip leader has more chips than the rest of the table combined. He almost has double of the rest of the table combined, Nananoka. That's pretty sick.
Yeah. I did forget about the $100 bet you threw down. Do you know how much you're gonna get in return if he does win it?
Well, what does it say here? 8 point. Yeah, that's very accurate to what I have. So I do have it. I think it's right. 850, 875.
Stop, Rowdy. There might be a call coming up potentially.
You can ask me a question and then tell me to stop.
Oh wow, Yuri folded 2 6s for 10 big blinds right there
What?
just now.
Okay,
yeah,
he folded?
He folded 2 6s. Well, I mean, Limitless jammed a queen 9 offsuit on the button, but
yeah,
still,
I saw that.
like,
I was like, we're gonna have a flip. I was like, I'll pay attention when we have the flip. That is surprising.
Dust off 10 big blinds to Ferrariman, who's playing pretty solid. Ooh, I think Ferrari folds though. What do you think?
But Limitless could also just min raise, and then Ferrariman may think it's jam time. He is really short, but he's also like, Nananoko's gonna make. Oh, he folds. Well done.
Good.
Do you think it's good or bad?
Between our big stack and short stack.
Yep.
Yeah.
All in and a call. I mean, Yuri, 4 big blinds. Well, 5. 5 big blinds, king 10 suited or offsuit. You got a call here. He is behind, but obviously king 10 doesn't do too bad here. That's a lot of spades, but that's not good for him. Needs a king or a 10 on the river, or he will go out in 4th place. That's not a king or a 10. Oh, Nananoko. This poor guy. It's a 4 or
Poor
something.
guy, it really is. Wow. Ship.
Well,
Thanks, David. Yeah, just did the shipping emoji. Got a page up. Oh my god. Um, so I'm actually back-to-back shows. We've had like an unknown player just fold his way to a really big score. This one's
yeah,
outperformed Dimius, right? Like Ferrariman really getting.
yeah. Not great, but it's something in your big blind.
I think he'll
Makes
call.
the
Yeah, it's
call. Let's not forget, by the way, that he sold 33% of his action at 1.1 markup, and this is his first bullet. Ferrariman also 1 bullet, and Limitless had 2 bullets to make it to this final table.
he's up over. He's gonna be up over $1 million in profit. He's gonna be about $1 million in profit after this run, I imagine. So, how much
Yeah,
is
but
1%? It's a lot, huh?
$250,
Oh,
right?
250. You gotta look.
Someone like
Not you can't buy
Arthur, maybe.
Limitless. He's not offering it. Archer does
No.
sell though.
Yeah, I think Artie would be reasonable. Look
Ooh,
at
okay.
Limitless, by the way. He's trying to bluff David Yan off his 7.
Hmm.
Can't work, right? No, it doesn't work. All right, Limitless finally loses a hand. And Ferrariman is like, damn it. That's the last thing I wanted to see. Well, we are back and we've got, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are back and we've got Limitless jamming 10-9 suited while David Yan has ace-queen offsuit. One of the aces is that if he makes the call. But yes, guys, we are back for hour 4 of the High Roller Super Millions. And you just kind of, oh my god, he folded ace-queen offsuit, really?
What? What?
Oh my god, and now he's gonna receive the bad Niels that, well, let's see if ace queen would have won or not, but okay, there is an ace on the flop, so obviously it's bad for Limitless. He does have some outs. A 10 or a 9 on the river would save him, but that's not gonna be the case. Ace queen, I think he had a queen of hearts too, but I'm not, yeah, I think, yeah. Nanonoko, David Yan just had a monstrous opportunity to take the chip lead in the High Roller Super Millions. What the hell was that?
I'm not gonna say anything. But what kind of fold?
I mean, sure, Ferrariman is short and everything, but ace queen against a guy who's been jamming 9 out of 10 hands?
I just don't think it is the
No.
right fold because Ferrariman is short, but he's not. He's got 8 big blinds. I don't. He's not like 5 big blinds or 4 big blinds where it's like, oh, he's going to get in bad.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
ace queen is too strong.
Yep.
It's way too strong.
Like ace jack, I think we can start talking about it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
Mm-hmm.
ace queen is too powerful.
It's too
Well,
powerful.
yeah.
And you got to remember, ace king from Limitless probably doesn't open jam like that too. Just seems like a mistake. I don't know. For Limitless, Limitless is playing great. Okay, other people they're taking some suboptimal spots. Okay, here's a bet though. If Limitless calls it, I was going to say that would be amazing, but it's very hard to do so. Ferrariman, he's going to chip up some more. Nice.
Yeah.
I still would call this flop bet. It's a small one. You got a lot of back doors. You might have the best hand. Yeah, I like
He
it so
does.
far. Nice call.
Yeah, Ferrariman definitely making a couple of correct calls. He's still in the lead here with the ace-8 of diamonds, but
Stavian going to try to muscle his way through this with nothing. Nope.
I guess if Malinovsky wins Limitless, it's around 40k, a bit more, maybe 45k. And if David Yen wins, it's also around 45, 46k. So crypto, mate, I'm buying the dip. Should have put in more when the odds went up for Malinovsky.
All right, let's see. So do you see how it's different now? Davian just limping
Mate, he's
in
got
these spots.
7.1 million. That's so much.
I don't even know how. And now he's bumping
Oh,
up.
he's been browsing Ferraris and he's like, man, oh my goodness. And David
Bye
Yen
bye
makes the
chips.
call and flops top 2 pair. Wow. And Ferrariman makes top pair, but he is still kind of crushed. Can obviously win with a jack, a 4, or a 7. So he's got some outs.
Yeah, she has a lot of outs, huh? Believe it or not. Not that one, though.
Nope. Don't think we need. Okay, it's not check. David Yen will lead with a bet of 1 million. Oh, he makes the call with the jack. And just when we praise Ferrariman for his 7.1 million chips, he gives pairs there. Like ace jack could be good. We know it wasn't good. If David Jan jams like he's
He's
done
gonna
all night,
jam.
he's
going
about to
to.
get snap called, and he does jam. Ferrariman, this is it. Ace queen of diamonds, 8 million chips in the pot. Will ace queen hold? So far it does, but no pairs. There's the queen drawing that. Ferrariman chips up to 8 million chips. That is bad news bear for David Yen, who now drops to a little over 10 big blinds. And I actually think Limitless loves to see this, right?
Yeah, I can't believe. Wow, I think this is all in too for David. Yeah, didn't he just have like 7-8 million chips? He's at risk coming up. You suck.
Well, the Kings again for Limitless. Obviously, he's going to make the play. Let's see if the Kings can hold or if David Yen can find an ace. And if he can't, so far he cannot. He's like, what the fuck? You've got Kings. He needs an ace or a deuce. Deuce for the wheel draw. Okay, nope, that's not it. The Kings of Limitless will hold once again. And it means that David Yan, the man who came in as chip leader tonight and sold 33% of his action on his first bullet, made it to the final table, will finish in third place. And that means Ferrariman can now officially walk to the Ferrari dealer and just buy himself a brand new Ferrari California. That's nice too.
Yeah, so it's a 2-1 chip lead to start this heads-up match. I mean, I can't believe it's Limitless versus Ferrariman. Like, Limitless, I understand he's at the end, right? Because he's been kind of hanging this big stack throughout the final table. Ferrariman's been a short stack, but he's gotten in good every single time.
Yep.
Best hand wins. It's Phil Hellmuth style poker. It's working.
It's impossible pretty much for him to win unless he would draw a king on the river. Does not.
Okay, poker shares $500 versus 45K. Roddy, it's what, you're $800 versus $0. You know, like this, just like. And then you got did you pick the winner versus, and it's all riding on Ferrariman. No one knows who this guy is. It's kind of, how many cashes does he have to his name? It was something really low, right?
It's not
he
like
wasn't the other guy. The other guy had like 3 cashes to his name or something ridiculous.
This is only the second time ever that Ferrariman has played the High Roller Super Millions. His biggest score up to date was $24,000 in the Sunday 40 stack, a $400 no limit event. So he's outdone himself 12x at this point, or 14x even. It's pretty good.
I guess he normally plays. I think he normally plays like $300 to $500 tournaments. Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like this was your entry into cryptocurrency in 2012, and they didn't believe Nananaka.
Maybe you saw Joey Ingram stream occasionally. He had that graphic where like one guy's driving a car and then the big truck comes in. I can imagine the same graphic. Limitless is about to ship some money and this Ferrari just comes out, knocks him out, and wins the tournament. You know, that would be just hilarious. But look at that. The little baby hearts. They just flop in flushes today. Or maybe he'll fold on accident. They're still needling Yuri. You know, he's out of the tournament. He's closed the stream, but they're trying to needle him as much as possible. There's the little bet.
I'm definitely not trying to needle Yuri. I wouldn't want that on my conscience, but it is just very similar, and then we have to mention it.
It was a pretty light call on the flop with the 10-4, but I guess it was, with that price, it was good enough.
If it's a 7 that's not a hard on the river, then it's all over.
I mean, it would be a pretty bad straight, so I wouldn't say it's all over, but
yeah, true.
It's like, you know, it's like, but you can see. Oh, I mean, imagine if Limitless has no more time bank. Maybe that closes the edge a little bit because he's only got 1 minute remaining.
You know what's funny? Taking a look. Wow, he actually won the GG Poker WSOP series, the high roller event. Limitless has done pretty well over at GG.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about the cash games. I'm talking about tournaments. You know, because obviously we mostly talk about him battling it out in the high stakes.
And he
again.
Again. So what's the thing? We gotta bet the turn to make sure they don't see that river card. Like just auto fire, just doesn't matter.
Heads up. Obviously, I suck in heads up. Don't get me wrong, but you know,
this is a value betting hand for sure, as played. And I know you know what I got. He makes the call and nice value bet there.
Now you could use so sick because now it's been 3 times in a row.
And the guy whose name is Ferrariman. Okay, King Queen versus Ace 3 suited. It could get in.
No, stop. Don't you even dare to
No,
finish
I'm
all
not
of that.
But you never know. Oh, but sometimes you might. Oh,
Oh,
he calls.
Ace 3 suited versus King Queen offsuit. Can Limitless close it out here?
Oh.
Well, he needs an ace or a 3. Oh, he's drawing
Drawing
that,
dead.
so no. You know, Nananoka.
He hit a full house.
Made
Hey, Roddy, he hit a full house. Just saying.
God damn, I hate you so much.
It
You can't
would be
script this.
it'd be so sick if Ferrariman can get. Yeah, I just nothing else to say. It'd be so sick.
It really would be.
Yeah, this is the battle of the same hands. Okay, there's the check
9 on the river, guaranteed.
for the action card, but no, it's. You're right. I think the 9 is more likely to hit than 8. Maybe it just goes bet. I think I would bet with the 6. I don't know.
He has shown us before that he's willing to make these calls. I think he calls here with a pair of 6s.
Especially for half pot, it seems like a mandatory call. And oh my god, Ferrariman's on 14 million now.
I know, Nananoko. I know. Ooh.
Okay.
Ace Jack suited versus Queen Jack offsuit.
He's back.
Nananoka, can you?
I mean, he's back. He is back. If he holds his hand.
A queen or a 9 is obviously what Ferrariman is looking for here.
Ooh,
Instead
good
it goes
turn.
check, check. That is an excellent turn for Limitless.
Okay, you can't do that to the man, Ferrariman.
I think we can give him the most brutal beat ever, and I think, well, there is the 9.
There you go, the 9. You wanted the 9.
Wins this hand, but then again, it's justice, right? Limitless also. Wow, he checks, goes check, check. And Limitless is like, aha. See what you did there. I wouldn't mind a jam here. Like, I know that's a little bit excessive, but these blinds are so high, and it's just nice to pick a couple of them up. An A7 offsuit, it just flops so bad. Yeah. Now it would be perfect.
Play.
Now it would be perfect. Because, like, yes, Ferrariman has been tight all night long, but he has not been tight as soon as we went down to 3 and as soon as we started the heads up. Wow, he flops a pair of deuces.
It's a good flop for Queen Deuce.
Yes.
That's a rare scenario. And Malinowski probably will see a turn card. He's got to continue with this kind of a hand.
Yep, he's got the ace of clubs too. Limitless desperately needs an ace or a 7 here, and keep your eye on the time bank. He only has 10 seconds left. There's the 9 of diamonds. That doesn't change anything.
I don't think he's going to be able to bluff his way through this pot, given how the board's running out. Another bet. I guess you just fold. Like, it is a...
No time. He's got
no
5
time.
seconds left, and then I think he's got 5 seconds more. Makes the call. The 4 of diamonds is no good. Ferrariman may slow down here, but then Limitless may think ace high is good.
Yeah, there's no way Limitless wins this pot. You're better, rather than jamming yourself, I think you have a better chance of picking off like a club draw. So yeah, check makes a lot of sense. Wow, I can't believe Ferrariman value betted 2 streets with the Queen Deuce. Got caught. That's a huge pot. Oh my god, it's 2 aces versus 9-8 suited.
This could be it. Ferrariman, he's limping with aces. And Limitless may feel. No. Oh my goodness, he does make a pair. Makes bottom pair.
It's bad. Because you gotta remember, it's such a shallow stacks. Ferrariman is expected to jam ace a lot. Yeah, he's gonna think this 8 is good for sure.
Yeah.
He's definitely gonna lose some chips. Yeah, he calls this one. I guess what happens on the river, he might not lose at all, because Ferrariman might just think his opponent just has like a very weak hand and just bets like 1 million, you know? Yeah, there's no way he loses at all. I think just
800K.
Yeah, I bet small. Make sure Malinowski cannot come back. Don't go greedy all in and let your opponent still have 3 million chips. Get him down to like 2 million or 1.5 million and finish him off.
Limitless has no time, guys. Soon there will be a 5-second. He folds. Good fold by Limitless, but Queen 10 suited versus Ace 4 offsuit. All the chips have to go to the middle. There's Queen 10. There's the call from Ace 4. Limitless needs a little bit of help. That's not a very good flop for queen 10 of hearts. There's the queen though, but we have diamonds. We need an ace or a diamond for Ferrariman. He doesn't get it, so Limitless is back to 5.7 million. The story couldn't just end there just yet.
Oh. All right. Oh no, this is bad. This is really bad. Roddy, can he hit one of those 3 of hearts? We know this is going to get in pre-flop.
Yep, I agree. Ace 3 of hearts is probably a shove here. Obviously, Limitless has no time. You guys can see 3 seconds and hand is that all in. He does all in. Ace 10 suited will obviously make the call. And here we go again for round 2. Can Limitless suck out, yes or no?
He does.
There's the 3.
Oh my God.
Can he avoid the 10s? This would be so sick. Oh my God, he does. Ace 3 beats Ace 10. Limitless retakes the lead in this heads up.
He's got the
Limitless
lead.
now up to 12. What an epic heads up match this is between the poker superstar and Ferrariman.
You calling it now? Yeah, 8 on here.
Calling it.
Well, 8 on the river would be a bad card, actually. So, hey, he did the so sick before, but he didn't have anything. But this time he actually has 2 pairs.
He's just keeping the ranges open, Nanonoko. That's what it's all about.
Might get looked up.
Yep. A 5 on the river? Nope, no 5. So a lot of chips in the middle. Ferrariman has 2 pair.
1.4, 1.5 million. I don't know. It's just something. 760K. Okay.
Baiting ace high. That's what he's doing.
The problem is Limitless has no time bank, so he might just go whatever.
Yeah.
No, nice fold.
Limitless does make good fold.
It's a great heads up match. Okay, this is a fair fight, actually, huh? With these 2 garbage hands.
Flush draw for Limitless and a pair of 7s obviously would get the job done. Ferrariman. It is hard to call because what are you hoping for, right? There's like not a lot of good turn and river cards when you're playing the 4-3 there, but another bet could probably get it done, right? If we bet like $1 million here or $1.1 million, I think it would probably get it done.
Yeah, or you can just hit that card. That's a lot easier. Put no chips in and, still win.
That will also get it done. Do you think you want to value bet the 3 of clubs, or would you say just... Nah?
Probably check it.
Okay.
It depends on what I think my opponent would do with, like, say, the 5 or 6 or 7 of clubs. If they're going to check those hands, then you definitely need to be checking this. We'll see, though. He might throw in a little bit, but it's not really that small. It's actually a reasonable size bet.
It's actually kind of insane that between the 2... Wow. He goes for the play, even though he does not hold a club. And he has been a tricky player throughout the night.
No time bank.
That's 1 second. He folds the 3 high flush. This is why I ask you, by the way, if it's like worth betting the 3 of clubs or not. Ferrariman with the plays retakes the lead here. What a play.
It's even better against a guy who's got no time bank too, right? Like that you actually need to think about that hand. Amazing play from Ferrariman. Like, this guy is putting Limitless for the run. He's got the chip lead again. Some cool hands happening today, Roddy.
It's been a pretty epic little session. The board pairs here on the turn. The 9 of Ferrariman is obviously still good. Yeah, this no time bank is actually pretty stressful to watch, right? Because you're like, you still have some time, but it's actually no time at all. You just need to click almost immediately.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You get about 5 seconds, I believe, once it's your turn to start.
I think it's like 5 seconds, and then it's 5 seconds to make up your mind.
I see.
Yeah, I guess it's 10 seconds. But he bluffs. 9 could make the call. Ferrariman is all the time in the world. Makes the call. And now actually takes a big lead again. He's up to 14.4 million.
You know what? Got to click raise somewhere. Oh no. 2 7s and 2 queens. Ferrariman is very likely to win this tournament if he can dodge that 7, Roddy.
Well,
this is wrong.
Very possible. It is like 23 big blinds on the side
of
Limitless.
This is a limp jam, especially when you saw what happened with the ace 7 last time. He's not going to make that kind of a mistake. This is all in.
Pocket 7s. Is Limitless going to send it? Yes, he is. Queens are going to make the call. Limitless dodged a couple of bullets tonight, but now he needs to find a 7 or it is all over. Hearts is no good. It needs to be a 7. That it is. GG. Ferrariman wins the 36th edition of the High Rollers Super Millions. The man satellited his way in. $1,000 turned into $452,000. Limitless takes second place. I get beat in my final table betting. PokerShares is the biggest winner. Well, besides Ferrariman, PokerShares wins big too. Literally nobody bet on Ferrariman, Nanonoko. Nobody believed in the guy who has a Ferrari as an avatar, but he takes it down, and he honestly played some very good poker tonight.